Me too, spice cake, me too. Well, Jam Fam, this afternoon we are doing it. We are going to make 5 Thanksgiving desserts that are not pies. Oh yes, we are, because we love our pumpkin pie. But any reason, any holiday, any gathering where we can have desserts is a great reason. We're gonna make some extra special desserts from the Trim Healthy Indulgence book, and we're gonna make some desserts from my 10 low carb and sugar-free baking pack. And to get this party started, we are gonna make two different cake situations from Trim Healthy Indulgence. We are going to make the spice cake that is on page 59. I'm thinking through with the frosting to do the dairy version that they have here. And then let's flip to the back. They have a dairy-free buttercream that uses palm shortening. And look at this. I have the ingredient. How amazing is that? So I thought we would give those different variations a try. I would like to get at least one made for my Friendsgiving for 30. That's in just a few days. Even if I freeze those layers for maybe 48 hours, then defrost, then ice, then serve at the party. Thinking we'll do that. But how so many things go, I'm thinking we need one for now, right? For taste testing purposes. Also, I'm going to invert my cake layers this time. Several of you told me to do that. I just think that's gonna be so fun. And I want to make their lemon cake. That's on page 55. Now, sad things in life. I am almost done with my bag of baking blend here. This is my last bag. I get these 3-pound bags of it, and they last me a couple months with all my fun treats. We do have a couple cups worth. Okay, I think we have enough to do our spice cakes. And the lemon cake uses almond flour, and I'm pretty much almond flour rich. I got a couple bags of these in my baking cabinets. And when I realized how low I was getting on my baking blend, because again, I just love it so much. You can also make homemade baking blend, and if we get in a pinch, we will. But I also, as my gift to myself, I ordered some more baking blend, so we have it for upcoming adventures. Yay. So, yes, I just want to read you every recipe in this book. You know that recently we made the strawberry cake, AKA we call it the stressberry cake around here. That was super delicious. So everyone's very excited to try the spice cake, and I think this will be great for tonight and for Friendsgiving. Yay. Well, good friends, I am proud of us. You know what we're doing this year that's going to be different for Thanksgiving season 2025? I'm excited. You're excited. We're all excited. I'm cooking. Can you believe it? When my life first imploded and I had my first Thanksgiving in my new universe in 2023, all I could do, and I'm glad it was there as an option, was order Cracker Barrel in advance. And me and my household picked those boxes up, and I cried in my Cracker Barrel mashed potatoes, and I can laugh now because I'm thankful I've made it through. And then last year, we actually hosted our first Friendsgiving party, and Costco did the cooking. I thought I was going to be able to, but Costco did it, and that's okay. Yet again, thankful for Costco. This year, I'm excited. I am using my very own Mega Head Holiday Meals Guide. I'm also using my low carb and sugar-free dessert baking guide. And I'm going to use Mega Muffins Guide too. And I am super duper in advance making so many Thanksgiving and holiday meals to not only host our second annual Friendsgiving party for 30, but also to provide our Thanksgiving Day meals after we run the big turkey trot race in the morning in our city for a Thanksgiving for 12 to 15. Thank you for being on this journey with me, and I also want to offer you a fantastic Thanksgiving 2025 special bundle that I've put together where you can get all 3 of my big batch cooking guides. That's Make Ahead Holiday Meals, also Mega Muffins, and my special 10 low-carb, sugar-free dessert guide, which many of those are also gluten-free as well. That 3-guide bundle is 50% off, plus you get as a free special bonus for a limited time my $99 freezer cooking course. It's the 4-week Gentle Freezer Cooking Course Challenge, where you get a gentle freezer cooking guide to guide you through all the videos that go along with it. And you can additionally use that course to fill your freezer at a gentle pace over little cooking projects as your schedule allows. And that's a $99 value, yours free. I appreciate you being here with me. Buckle up, because we have so many big batch holiday cooking adventures right around the corner. Yay. Okay, so to get started, and I've got some water running on my almond milk because that was frozen in the downstairs fridge. That's fun. I'm using the Trim Healthy Mama baking blend, which that is a blend of oat fiber, coconut fiber, golden flax, collagen, almond flour, and such. And there's also the DIY baking blends that you can make, and these are sugar-free and gluten-free and check a lot of boxes in that direction, so people really love them. So I'm going to use that for the cakes. And then we also need some protein powder. We got allspice, nutmeg, cinnamon, ginger, and now I need to check. They did not say allspice. Yes, they did say allspice. Okay. So, and then we're going to need baking powder, eggs, salt, almond milk, eggs, and egg whites. Very, very bad timing, unsweetened almond milk. Bad timing, but trying to do a quick defrost method, get this going. So that means we're gonna switch gears and do the lemon cakes first. Plot twist. Okay. It's okay. We can switch gears, we can adapt, right? Lemon cakes first it is. Glad you thought of it. Sounds like a great idea. I put up my lemon extract, but we don't need it. Lemon juice is the big lemony thing here. So almond flour, baking powder, salt, zest from 1 lemon. I actually can do that. I do have lemons. I just thought of that. Tablespoon of lemon juice. It says 3/4 of a cup of softened butter, but I am serving this to at least one guest that's dairy-free, and I want to have some dairy-free dessert options too. And Trim Healthy Mama is good about them having these recipes online, although I will link the book in the description below. There's variations of these recipes online, and they share a lot of their good recipes on their Facebook page too. So all the links will be down below if you're looking for additional desserts to serve for your holidays that aren't pies. Not that we're not going to do a lot of pies too coming up. And so I'm experimenting here how we do in replacing the butter with tallow, but I know so many things you can replace butter and tallow with. Let me just get my collection of cups out also. And I'm just at 3/4 of a cup. This is a full cup, and I'm just using this to help me pretty well eyeball it. Looks pretty good to me. And I have several recipes that I'm going to replace butter with tallow coming up, and more homemade biscuits, right? With tallow too. Those last ones that I made with tallow were great. Just move that aside. Okay, so cream, butter, and gentle sweet together in a bowl. We are using monk fruit as we do, and half a cup. Okay, half a cup here. Smells nice and lemony in here already. And again, all things go well. We're gonna do this twice. One for now, one for later. Trim Healthy Mama lemon cakes, right? Okay, so then add eggs, egg whites, vanilla, lemon juice, lemon zest, mix well. So we need 3 eggs. my lemon zest plate. Let me get that in there. Smells nice and lemony already. And then half a cup of egg whites. So, might need that again in a minute. Okay. Excuse me, I do have this cup from a race. I can put my yolks in there. So now, I know I make y'all nervous with my tricks. Okay, random yolk. We make a lot of scrambled eggs around here. That gave us about 1/4 of a cup of egg whites. Still think we might need one more. Okay, that's pretty perfect. Okay, half a cup of egg whites, and then a teaspoon of vanilla. Towel is down here. Got my vanilla. We have so many of our good, healthy baking ingredients here for all kinds of adventures coming up. I do plan to make 6 more keto and dairy-free, low-carb, sugar-free pumpkin pies. Since last go-round, I accidentally used 1 to 2 cans of pumpkin pie mix that had sugar in it. I was not trying to do that, but I'm going to use those up too and make traditional pumpkin pies for my folks who don't care either way. Okay, lemon juice. We need 1 tablespoon lemon juice. Okay, mix well. Random eggs can sit down there, and we can mix well. Okay, so now almond flour, baking powder, and salt. So we need 1.5 cups of almond flour. And let me get another 1/2 cup that's not wet. Okay, and then for baking powder, it's 1.5 teaspoons. Let me find my little can and all my supplies. Here it is, right where I need it to be. And then 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay, I think once we get this in the pan, I think I'm gonna go ahead and quickly mix up our second one, since I've got it kind of worked out now in my brain, and we'll get them baking at the same time. Okay, so we're gonna at least get this one in a pan. And I know for replacing butter and trying to keep things dairy-free, coconut oil is also an option. I would also use avocado oil, but I'm gonna do tallow with this. Alrighty, so back to tablespoon of lemon juice, and we have our lemon zest, which again smells so good. Okay, oh, and then our vanilla, which is here. I think that was just a teaspoon. Looking, yes. Our 2023 Past Life Vanilla, right? But we are working our way through another bottle, aren't we? And okay, that's it for these items, and then we'll add in our almond flour and baking powder, and salt. So it's 1.5 cups of almond flour. Hi, sweetie, what you need? Okay, get it in the fridge. There's pie in there, there's meat, there's chicken, there's mashed potatoes. So it is 1.5 teaspoons baking powder. And then for salt, 1/4 teaspoon. Alrighty, so we're gonna get both of these in. They're gonna be at 350 for about 45 to 50 minutes, and you know we will check them halfway through. All right, so there's a delicious glaze that goes over these lemon cakes. Let me show you here. Yeah, just beautiful. And so the glaze is 1/2 cup of powdered sweetener. I have Swerve. And then the juice from 1/2 lemon, which we have 2 whole lemons that we zested. So I will do one of these, the other one, lemon water's coming up. Let me see what else. Mix the lemon juice and the powdered sweetener with a hand whisk, a smaller bowl until combined, and then drizzle over the cooled cake. And they have some lemon zest on top of this cake as well. And I think it says optional additional lemon zest. So we have a bit for those cakes, and cakes abound. We have other cakes we're going to do, but I'm gonna go ahead and just do that glaze. So we have it done. I will make myself use the smaller bowl. Okay, hand whisk. I have a cute little hand whisk here. And I am just doubling it. So we're gonna use 1 cup of the powder. Again, this is available at my local small town Walmart. And I can open packages sometimes too. Nope, but not today. Today is not my package opening day. So this is our glaze, and I think I will do some additional lemon zest because we can. Okay, I just checked on our cakes, flipped them, didn't flip them out. You know, we're not doing anything too radical here. Rotated from the top rack to the bottom rack, no problem. And I do wash these lemons first. Wash them, dry them, zest them like it. Lemon water and adding to tea lemons coming up. We just don't want to get the pith, which is the white part, because that does not taste great. And now I'm just buzzing around real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick wash on all of these measuring spoons and measuring cups and my wooden spoon and my knife and my mixer paddles, and then this bowl that I've really enjoyed using here lately. I think it's about a 20-quart bowl, not quite as big as my 30-quart bowls. You know, we like to get those out as well. Just gonna wash some things off because we're gonna switch to using baking blend and some other ingredients, and who knows what adventures my teaspoons and tablespoons have coming up. So just taking 2 minutes really quick, washing these off with some hot soapy water, and double spice cakes are next. So we're gonna get going with this spice cake. Again, it is on page 59. The indulgent cake section of Trim Healthy Indulgence, the art of the masterful dessert, classic cakes, pies, tarts, and cookies without sugar and gluten. Again, I will link that book in the description below. One of my favorites, but you know I'm a Raven fan over all their books. Okay, so the almond milk, there's still an ice block in it, but we only need 1 1/4 cup, so well, and then of course, we're basically gonna need 2 1/2 cups because we're doing this again. Not gonna be perfect, gonna be okay-ish. Okay, well, you know, we wish you the best, almond milk. Please be okay. Please be okay. So, will separated almond milk be okay in the spice cakes? I guess we're about to find out. Okay, so for the spice cake, it is 2 1/4 cup of Trim Healthy Baking Blend. And again, I will also link down in the description below various DIY baking blend recipes that are out there and ones that Trim Healthy Mama has shared. It's 1/3 cup of the Trim Healthy Unflavored Whey Protein Powder. And look, we have exactly that. Then it's 2 1/2 cups of plan approved brown sugar replacement. And again, if you're not doing Trim Healthy Mama, but you're doing low carb, keto, gluten-free, even paleo, a lot of these ingredients check all of those boxes. And for this spice cake, I do plan to do the dairy-free buttercream icing for one of them. Then we're gonna do 3 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1 1/2 teaspoons of nutmeg, 1 1/2 teaspoons of ginger, a teaspoon of allspice, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Additionally, 3 teaspoons of baking powder. And one of the things I learned from Trim Healthy Mama over a decade ago is to look for aluminum-free baking powder. I would have never known that. Now for the frosting, for the full dairy frosting, it's 2 cups of heavy cream. Of course, we're not doing that yet, but this option's a coming up. It's 8 ounces of 1/3 less fat cream cheese. I only have regular old Great Value cream cheese. Also a teaspoon of vanilla extract, 3/4 cup of sweetener, and 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. Doesn't that sound delicious? Now they also, in the beautiful pictures, they have a nut mixture that they put around this cake. Who are we? So it's 1 cup of chopped walnuts, and then 1/4 cup, again, of brown sugar replacement. And I use the Swerve brand, which is a fantastic brown sugar dupe. And so I want to give it a go on getting these delicious nuts around the cake as well. I don't think I'll be going as far as decorating the top with the very beautiful cinnamon sticks, but we can do pretty okay, right? And that's what we're going to accomplish. A recent YouTube commenter asked me if I worked for Trim Healthy Mama or if just all my videos are sponsored by them. And look, I'm their biggest fan, okay? I'm a raving mad woman that's madly in love with all things Trim Healthy Mama. Their recipes have been my best friends. Their cookbooks taught me what healthy cooking looks like. And through all that I have learned through the Trim Healthy Mama cookbooks over the past 10 years, I'm also in a season of life now where it's my idea of a good time to go through many of my traditional recipes and other recipes out there. And I'm able to fairly confidently switch out my ingredients and make these recipes Trim Healthy Mama friendly, which for me also checks the boxes on being lower carb, also in the keto universe, using healthy whole carbs. You know, I'm real big into my protein numbers, and there's many additional health experts that I've been learning from. And I love all that I have learned about metabolic health, but the root for me is all the way back to when I got my first original Trim Healthy Mama cookbook when I was pregnant with my 7th baby, back at the farmhouse with the paint peeling off and the kitchen floor sagging. I got that first Trim Healthy Mama cookbook. I read a chapter a night, and that cookbook just became one of my very best friends. And so no, this video is not sponsored by Trim Healthy Mama, but I sure do love them, and I absolutely love their recipes and all they have taught me through the years. I would have never known about using konjac root or heart of palm. I would not have known what monk fruit was or stevia. I definitely would have not learned about their baking blend, which is one of my very best friends as well. Also, Lily's dark chocolate, and just eating dark chocolate in general. I mean, if someone teaches you that you can eat dark chocolate and be happy, you're gonna love them forever. And so I just love them forever. Not sponsored, not sponsored. Just a raving fangirl. And you know, I went down to Tennessee to be on the Trim Healthy Mama podcast in May 2024, and it was like all the universes in my world collided. It honestly makes me tearful now just thinking about it. So anyway, you will forever see me making Trim Healthy Mama recipes, and also continuing to adapt various recipes as healthy as possible for what healthy means for my bio-individual needs in my world. Mama has stories. Yes, I do. I've also been multitasking, trying to quickly pull some pasta-based dinners together. And I had to run out to drop a teen off at an activity. Yeah. And I forgot the cakes in the oven. I was gone 15 minutes. And I had a timer set. That went off while I was driving down the road. So they stayed in the oven about 10 minutes too long. Oven mitts. Hold on here. And they're not looking great. They're not. So that's sad. That's sad because you know my baking blend is precious. But you know, I'm always talking about those, this is disappointment. This is the face of a mom getting a facial and having a little disappointment action going on. But let's talk about something happy for a minute, and then we're gonna figure that situation out. Happiness is, I'm doing a huge half marathon. There's a marathon happening and the half. I'm being sensible in doing the half marathon. I'm training for another full marathon, but look at this. Sensible J. Morrell, right? I'm not running another full marathon until March 2026. So I'm running my third big group half marathon, not tomorrow, but the next day. That means I get to do some carb loading, okay? I'm using whole foods and I'm also sticking to gluten-free, but I'm gonna have some gluten-free noodles tonight, okay? And I've also made a whole food sauce, which is, we are drying our tears from the cake, okay? We're gonna fix that though. I have a whole sweet potato, 2 organic zucchinis, a pound of sausage, and some of the sugar-free marinara sauce, and I'm gonna like it, okay? I'm gonna dry my tears in that. Also, for my folks who won't wanna see no sweet potato, no zucchini, and no gluten-free noodles in their sauce, I have some regular old noodles. I also have, we got a pound of cubed ham. I've got some shredded cheese left over from some other recipes. Gonna throw probably a little sour cream, a little butter, and make them some ham and cheese noodles, and they'll be happy with that. So, pause for dinner and tears. But you just saw we were working on getting the dry ingredients for the next 3. I'll show them to you, and you might tell me something that I won't be able to hear you until after the fact. Unfortunately, there might be some answer, but I mean they're very, very dark. So don't think I can make that one okay. Many things I can make okay, but can't quite okay that one. You'll see. But again, happiness. Okay, see? And even the whole like flip them over, you know, ice the other side. Well, okay. There's just, yeah. I'll try something. I mean, I could cut the burnt, there's just not much left, huh? Let's just, I know I just ripped into it and that kind of like ruins a lot of options, but it's asking a lot, yeah. So, so we focus on, you know, focus on the controllables. I get to enjoy this yummy pasta situation. I also enjoyed a gluten-free bagel today. That was nice. One of the things I have found that I love carb-wise. Sorry, did you ask me about running? I know you did. One of the things I love carb-wise while I run is Laura bars. I've gotten discount boxes of those at Sharp Shopper, and I got a refill today in different chocolate and peanut butter variations. Those are fantastic for doing big events, and they fit nice in my vest, and it all works out. And then I also like these organic maple syrup pouches that I'll wear in my running vest. Of course, dried mango in all its forms. And I'm still learning the reasons to carb load, like the science behind it. I'm trusting the process of a friend of mine who does the Boston Marathon, runs the Grand Canyon, does 100Ks, 100 milers even. Sorry, I have something in my eyelash. She knows. I don't need to know. And she's phenomenal. So I'm just gonna enjoy my little whole food carb situation and like it right now. And I need to get those next 3 cakes in the oven and then mix it. I guess we're making 3 and go from there. But yeah, that's a bummer. It is definitely a bummer. But this is not a bummer. So here's the ham and cheese pasta that's going out for some folks tonight. Okay, egg whites and almond milk, that maybe. A little more come together, maybe not. And it is 1 1/4 cups. This is just, you know, sad, want to just go for a run somewhere else. So we're going to get these in the oven. And I don't have to leave to pick up that teen for another 50 minutes. And we will be sure to take them out before I go. All right, here's our next try going in. All righty, got in my run last night, didn't burn these spice cakes, life's going pretty well. So we're going to jump back in today, and look, I even have my scissors ready, and we are going to ice this spice cake. We're gonna do the beautiful little walnuts around the side. We're gonna do a great many things, and I am so incredibly proud of us. I'm also gonna see if I can put these jars away. Really quick household chore time. But back to our Trim Healthy Indulgence, page 59, spice cake. So, and I'm not worried with the dairy-free variation of this icing right now. I'm just going to get this spice cake done. And the days are flying by, and it's almost time for our Friendsgiving for 30 party. So I'm going to do this spice cake. We're gonna ice it, and it's gonna be in the refrigerator for 2 days, and then we're gonna serve it, and it's gonna be fantastic. We also checked the boxes on those 2 lemon cakes that are dairy-free, and then we have some other goodies that are on the list once we get this spice cake conquered. All right, so we are conquering the icing. We are doing it because I feel like that's a win that we can get, and I'd like a win. I'd like a win right now. We have been winning with this project overall, despite our little burning situation last night, but that is okay. Whoops, not going to drop the cream cheese. Okay, so, and again, their spice cake is beautiful. And see those walnuts around the edges? Now that is chopped walnuts and some swerve, the brown sugar swerve. And I believe I've got another bag of that. Okay, so cream cheese, frosting directions, cream cheese, vanilla, the sweetener, nutmeg in a bowl, whisk until well combined. Then add the heavy cream, which I have there, and I have a measuring cup, so I'm pretty much winning already, right? Good times. I'm fighting with my dishwasher again, you know? Could we not do that? But, you know, also let's. Looking for my teaspoon, found it, so we're gonna put teaspoon of our homemade 2023 vanilla, and then we need a half teaspoon of nutmeg. That is super festive. Love that for us. And where are we? Gentle sweet, which I have monk fruit. And what else is happening? I ordered more baking blend yesterday, and it looks like I might have that by next week, which would be great. So that was 3/4 of a cup. I did half a cup, and I eyeballed the last quarter there. Okay, so we're gonna whip this up, and then we'll add in our heavy cream. And then just double checking that I'm right. Whipping cream, yes, okay. We can do that. And I like starting out today with an easy win. You know, decorate a cake that I didn't burn yesterday. We're doing pretty great. Okay, so this turned out delicious looking. For the nut mixture, I need 1 cup of chopped walnuts, and I have the walnuts. We need to chop them a bit. So let me run around for a few things real quick. Alrighty. And I have a little bit of my head. Is my head chopped off or not? A little bit of that brown sugar replacement, 1/4 of a cup of plan approved brown sugar replacement. So, and I have a random knife that I grabbed, and let's fill a cup to be pretty good, although we have to sample. Half marathon tomorrow. And of course I chopped those, ripped that bag in a way that, well, I'm just gonna put it in here anyway. Lots of holiday baking coming up. These are super soft to cut through anyway, which is nice. They of course have them very little pieces. And if I was more an expert at using my food processor, I saw it in the cabinet last night. I was like, there you are. There you are. Just trying to chop it small enough so it looks like it can go around. Looks like it goes around the base of the cake. Nice. And, well, I'm just going to use this bowl now. We will reuse it for other adventures coming up. There's not anyone that we are serving that has a nut allergy at this time. In times past, I have served some people that have had tree nut allergies and such, but not at these events this year. Well, and I did half a cup of brown sugar, and they called for a fourth, but I bet that'll be okay going around the base of the cake. Well, I'm just gonna use my butter knife here, mix it all together. So, place layer cake on cake board, spread 1 cup of frosting each layer with an offset spatula, top the second layer, continue remaining 1.5 cups on the side, spread evenly. Okay, I have offset spatulas. We're gonna find them. I know they exist. Well, like a lot of things in life, I don't get to keep those offset spatulas. So we are going to decorate this without them. Now, I did have them for the strawberry cake. Cannot locate them now. So, like, continuing on with a lot of life, and I'm sorry, I'm tender over spatulas. Just like, darn it. So, anyway, we're going to decorate these now without those. And it's no one's problem or fault but mine. It's just how it goes, right? It can be frustrating at times because I'm like, I can't keep a hold of what I need to do this job I'm trying to do. So these are still a little dark. Again, they are a spice cake, and in my camera that looks really dark. They're not as dark as the other one that I really burnt last night. So making the best. Let's see if I have any little rubber spatulas anywhere. Okay. And nice. Alrighty, and we got our next layer, and you all told me about inverting my cakes, so let's. So one of the things with the spice cake, the time, okay, 350 for 30 to 35 minutes. Okay, and then the lemon cake was 350 for 45 to 50 minutes. So I think what I was doing with this spice cake is I was thinking of the 45 to 50 minutes that the lemon cake clearly says, but the spice cake is only 30 to 35 minutes. Okay, read directions and somehow hold on to them and listen to them. But if you don't, and you're like me, things can still work out kind of okay. course, I'm dropping some things around here, but again, like all of life, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be pretty okay, and that's all we need. All right, so we got a little of this icing left. Could have meant I could have put more between the layers. Like with that strawberry cake, it was delicious, and later I thought, okay, I could have done more icing in the layers, but that is okay. We're gonna have extra icing at the top. And I am a little lopsided, but again, any problems, it just means it's me. As I like to say, I'm the problem, it's me. But I think we're doing okay here. And I am going to wipe around the edges of this cake platter once we get our walnuts around the side. That's just going to be delicious. Okay, so decorate. Okay, no, we're not doing that. Run the offset spatula around the sides. Can't do that. So we're having a nice little textured cake situation here. Press. Oh good, I can do that. Press nut mixture onto the sides. Well, I'm gonna sprinkle some of the nut mixture along the top because I feel like that will cover a multitude of sins. Oh, this is really pretty. Maybe we're just sprinkling the whole cake in this. I like this. And remember, they decorated the top of their beautiful cake with some decorative cinnamon sticks. I mean, I have some cinnamon sticks, but I'm not gonna have too many adventures right now. Okay, we're gonna work on the pressing now. Let's just see. Mostly, maybe I'm sprinkling. Okay, there's my first little pressing attempt, okay? I know my professional bakers watching will give me all kinds of great tips. I mean, it sure looks pretty. She's a little lopsided, you know, like me, like real life, but she's trying her best. She's trying her best, Spice Cake. Good job, Spice Cake. We are proud of you. We are proud of you. Okay. I think I might have enough to finish the sides here. Oh, I see in my camera. She's a leanin'. She's a leanin'. But look, from that side, she looks pretty level. Okay, we want to encourage the Spice Cake. She is doing her best. I want to do a meme with this. I want the meme to be like lopsided Spice Cake, like me too, Spice Cake, me too. Whew. We get our comedy, don't we? We do. And this will be delicious. Spice Cake is living her best life. Okay. See, this is like all the unexpected adventures. I couldn't have planned this. Okay. Well, I'll clean a little bit. But I like the little brown sugar, faux brown sugar mess we got going on here. We will call her, well now, okay, we had our stress berry cake, right? If you missed that, I'll link it in the description below. The stress berry cake, when I went to make the THM strawberry cakes, and my household ate the strawberries, and yes, so, Spice Cake. Well, so we had the stress berry cake. This could be, I just want to say the stress cake, but this could be Stressy the Spice Cake. Okay, pretty good? Pretty good? You can also name her in the comments. She's not the stressberry cake, but she is in the stressberry cake line of real life, sugar-free, gluten-free, and doing the best we can cakes, right? Pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna sample. Okay, so now since my afternoon of baking yesterday afternoon is on day 2 because of life and stuff and things, I'm going to do a couple of easy wins from my low carb and sugar-free and also gluten-free dessert baking pack that is part of my November 2025 Thanksgiving bundle, which will be linked down in the description below as well. There are some easy, huge wins that we can do in here this afternoon that will be pretty quick, and they're great options for Thanksgiving and holidays 2025 that aren't pies. But don't worry, we will do some pies too in upcoming adventures. So we are going to do this low carb chocolate mousse that is on page 6. I'm not going to divide it into the custard cups at this time, but we will go ahead and prep it. And we will do this low carb cheesecake fluff. And we're just opening up one of our favorite main ingredients, which is cream cheese. And we'll sing it, right? We will sing the praises of cream cheese. Okay, so for our low carb chocolate mousse, I'm going to mix in with this bowl that I washed earlier. And we're just gonna start by whipping up the cream cheese. Okay, so now we're gonna add in 2 tablespoons of vanilla. Got my tablespoon over here. And then we're going to do 2 cups of Swerve powdered sugar replacement, and we're just going to go straight for the scissors. And now a cup of cocoa powder. I may have to get some more cocoa powder out. Don't know that I have a full cup right here, but I do have another box of it. This one may not even be open yet. Just in case I spill a little, it'll be an approximate cup. There we go, accounting for spillage. And then half a teaspoon of salt. And then we need to whip our heavy cream separately. I'm just doing this part first. Much effort, we are pulling it together. I do believe that my Hamilton Beach mixer will not be with us much longer, and I've had that one a good 5 years or more, maybe even longer. I can just, you know, there's signs. There will be signs when it is ready for retirement, and I think it is telling me that it is. So we do have our new to us, well, new in general, marked down $10 off KitchenAid mixer that I have not opened yet. I feel like I'm going to need to get that open to get through the last couple desserts here. But when I opened the immersion blender, it wasn't this video, I believe it's the one I filmed before this. Yeah, it didn't even get through one cooking session with me. So there's that. The horrors persist, yet so do I. Okay, so we can read the signs of the times, can't we, friends? Oh, yes, we can. So let's just see if this KitchenAid wants to play along with you, my friend, right? We got that. Okay, so far so good. It's that green pistachio color. And I'm not going to cut the wires, so we're already ahead. Nice, nice. Pretty great. Okay. And fit in my outlet, please. Why wouldn't you fit in my outlet? Why would this be a thing now? Hold on, maybe there's like just a little bit on here that's... Okay, I have an outlet, other things fit in it. All right, we decided to play along. Let me behave and do a little quick Dawn power wash on these. And let's have at it. Okay. I mean, you seem nice. Okay. Better sounds. Okay. Pretty smooth, not clanking metal. Okay, well, and then you drop it on the floor, right? Drop it like it's hot. Will you still work now? Okay. We're good. We need to make our whipped topping. We're making it through. Okay. Sorry, I'm like, thank goodness I bought my backup mixer thinking I'd have two for a minute. That's actually now my main mixer. You don't want me to turn the Hamilton Beach back on. That thing's like going to the moon. Okay, do you need some more heavy cream? Just realized I have some chocolate mousse on my ceiling, so adventures are going down. We're not gonna use, well, that bowl will need washed. This one is too small. We're using this one. I think we'll be okay. I am gonna reuse my chocolate covered mixer blades because it's all gonna go together here in a minute. I'm not gonna drop you. Stick with me, mixer, it'll be okay. So we're gonna make our whipped topping and then we're going to work on incorporating that with our chocolate mixture. Here in a few minutes, it's gonna all be okay. Alrighty, the adventures continue. So we're gonna fold in about half of this. I say fold, I'm going to mixer it. Now that we got this new mixer going, or maybe, let's see here, going pretty well. That's cooperating pretty well. Get this last half in there. And my plan is I am prepping this and it is going to stay covered in the refrigerator. Okay, so I got someone in here who wants a spoonful sample of what we're making. I'm getting a thumbs up. Good? Good. Okay, Mama got a thumbs up. Pretty okay. I will also get a sample. Very nice. So, bowls. I'm looking around at my counter like, what is a good size bowl for this? Well, maybe. Alrighty, so just get this in the bowl. And then we're gonna have another win making our cheesecake fluff. Now, we are out of strawberries because they go quick around here. As you know, we have green grapes. I wanted to show you the cheesecake fluff with some berries on top, but that is okay. We will at least make them and prep them. And again, the recipe will be linked down in the description below. And you can also make these fluffs for your holiday parties. Okay, now let me get this that a-filling for a minute. And I'm just going to stir this up a bit. And this will sit and like it. Although I do want to save what's on my beater. I do need to pack and have one of my teams is going with me when I go down to do this huge half marathon. And to get my car cleaned out, we need to hit the road here before I know it. Oh, look, we saved it. It did not go onto the floor. That's pretty great. Pretty great. Okay. Come over here. You need to fill a little more. I like it? Okay. And don't forget, Jam Fam, to click the first link in the description below and get my Thanksgiving 2025 Make Ahead Meals bundle that includes Mega Make Ahead Holiday Meals Guide 1. It also includes my Mega Muffins Guide 2 with dozens and dozens of delicious muffins that are also freezer friendly. And it has my 10 low carb and sugar free and gluten free dessert pack as well. That big batch cooking bundle is 50% off for a limited time, plus you get access to my $99 value freezer cooking course. It's called the Gentle Freezer Cooking Challenge course, and you get free access to that course for a limited time. You can do it at your own pace. It breaks down gently to over 4 weeks where you do a few little cooking projects as you're able during the week, and at the end of the 4 weeks you have gently filled your freezer and you get the cooking guide that goes along with that. You know, this is my first time in about 3 years having a go at making big batch from scratch homemade meals for my household for these holidays, and I'm excited about it, and I'm excited for you to cook along with me. So for this cheesecake fluff, you need 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese, 2.5 cups of cold heavy cream, then about 2/3 of a cup of the powdered Swerve, some kind of powdered sugar substitute. I know there's a couple different brands out there. And also a teaspoon of vanilla. Now, I measured my powdered sweetener into a 1/2 cup measuring cup, and then I just eyeballed and I was like, there's just a little bit left in this package, so we'll call it 2/3 of a cup. So in a mixing bowl, we have our cream cheese. We're gonna add in about a 1/2 cup or so of the heavy cream and our powdered sweetener and also our vanilla, and then we're just gonna mix all those together. We're gonna get the rest of our heavy cream into another bowl, and we're gonna whip that into whipped cream. And then we're gonna mix it all together. Now, what I am doing once I'm done mixing this together, I'm just putting it in one bowl and I'm covering it in plastic wrap, and we will serve this along with the chocolate mousse, plus our 2 lemon cakes, and our 1 really hard-working spice cake will all be served up at our Friendsgiving in just a few days. I hope that you enjoyed this dessert video because we certainly persevered and we made it through. But through each of these cooking times together, I am getting make-ahead meals ready to serve for our second, now annual Friendsgiving event where we have a whole bunch of friends coming over and we're going to have a really great time. My entire household is super excited about this. Also using my Mega Make-Ahead Holiday Meals Guide, we have gotten several 9x13 casseroles ready in the freezer for Friendsgiving and for Thanksgiving Day. One of those recipes in particular, I already adjusted it to make it truly gluten-free, so that's a fantastic option. Coming up, I'm going to do several more recipes in my Mega Make-Ahead Meals Holiday Guide, and I'm also going to do several dozen of my Mega Muffins Guide, where we also get muffins ready for both events and for the freezer for the coming holiday weeks for the rest of 2025. Thank you so much for cooking with me. I appreciate you. The links for all of these sugar-free and low-carb and gluten-free desserts, including the link for also the Trim Healthy Indulgence book and the Trim Healthy Mama various recipes will be down in the description below. And I'll see you real soon with another brand new video. Bye-bye.